AI can be your biggest enabler, but without the right guardrails, it can just as easily become your biggest liability. Let's talk about the real risks leaders need to understand and how to manage them. Why AI risk management matters. AI is becoming embedded in almost every business function, from automating customer service to predicting financial trends. With that comes massive opportunity, but also new categories of risk that traditional governance frameworks don't fully cover. Unlike other technologies, AI doesn't just execute, it learns, adapts, and sometimes behaves in ways we don't anticipate. That makes trust and compliance central to leadership responsibility. The core risks leaders must track. According to NIST National Institute of Standards and Technology, organizations can structure AI risk management around key areas such as bias, privacy, and security. Industry experts, including IBM and Thomson Reuters, highlight additional risks such as hallucinations, model supply chain vulnerabilities, and evolving regulatory requirements. Let's look at the 5 big buckets of AI risks every leader should recognize. 1. Bias and fairness. AI learns from historical data, and if that data contains human or systemic biases, the model can amplify them. Think of hiring algorithms favoring one demographic over another. Leaders must ensure fairness testing is built in. 2. Hallucinations and accuracy. Generative AI can produce fluent but false outputs. Imagine a financial report confidently citing fake sources. Accuracy checks and human-in-the-loop review are essential, especially for high-stakes decisions. Data privacy and security. Feeding sensitive customer or employee data into AI without controls risks major breaches of GDPR, HIPAA, or other privacy laws. Privacy-preserving techniques, like anonymization and encryption, should be mandatory. 4. Model supply chain. Risks. Many organizations rely on third-party models or APIs. These can contain hidden vulnerabilities or security flaws. Just as we secure software supply chains, leaders must demand transparency and resilience from AI vendors. 5. Regulatory and compliance risks. The legal environment is changing fast. Governments worldwide are rolling out new AI regulations that set requirements for safety, transparency, and accountability. Leaders who fail to anticipate compliance may face fines, reputational harm, or loss of customer trust. Frameworks and best practices. When it comes to managing AI risks, leaders don't need to start from scratch. Several organizations have developed reference frameworks to guide businesses in building trustworthy AI. One of the most widely used references today is the NIST AI Risk Management Framework by the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Think of it like a playbook for AI risks, helping leaders organize challenges such as bias, privacy, security, and transparency. In 2024, NIST added a companion guide for generative AI focusing on newer issues like hallucinations and content misuse. At its core, the framework is built around 4 simple functions: govern, map, measure, manage. In other words, it tells you how to set rules, understand risks, track them, and act on them. It's voluntary, but many organizations use it as a backbone for their AI risk practices. How does NIST actually help leaders? It provides a common vocabulary. Instead of every department defining risk differently, NIST standardizes the language so business, legal, and technical teams can communicate clearly. So it acts as a roadmap. The framework breaks risk management into practical functions: govern, map, measure, and manage, so leaders know where to begin and how to scale. It supports integration. Leaders can map NIST's categories against existing practices like cybersecurity, privacy, or operational risk to avoid duplication and create a single view of risk. It enables trust building. By aligning with a respected government standard, leaders can demonstrate to regulators, customers, and partners that their AI practices follow a recognized benchmark. Companies like IBM publicly align with the NIST framework and emphasize that risk management must be continuous, not just a compliance checkbox. That means monitoring models over time, validating outputs, and adapting controls as business conditions and regulations change. Of course, NIST isn't the only guide out there. Some of the international bodies have emphasized principles such as fairness, transparency, and accountability in AI. And a few standards organizations are also working on technical guidelines for AI governance and quality. And in many regions, governments are introducing regulations that set legal requirements for how AI should be designed, deployed, and monitored. The key takeaway for leaders: while frameworks like NIST provide a practical blueprint for managing risk, it's important to stay aware of evolving principles, standards, and regulations globally. Together, they form a layered toolkit that can guide responsible and compliant AI adoption. What leaders can do today? Here are 3 practical actions you can take right now. 1. Establish an AI risk register. Document risks by category, bias, security, compliance, and assign clear ownership across departments. 2. Create a cross-functional risk committee. Include IT, legal, compliance, data, and business leaders. Make it a governance checkpoint before any AI system goes live. 3. Commit to ongoing oversight. Require regular bias testing, performance monitoring, and compliance reviews. Treat AI as a living system, not a one-and-done deployment. AI risk management isn't about slowing innovation. It's about building the trust and resilience that allow innovation to scale. As a leader, the question isn't whether risks exist. The real question is whether you've put the right guardrails in place to manage them.